What's going on, guys? Welcome to Beyond the Roll podcast, hosted by your boy Zoe. And
Kwame, aka MRI Man. What's up, guys? We back in the mix.
let's
What we
go.
got?
We got Khabib getting kicked off a plane. We could start off there, man. Saw that video on Instagram, sent it right to you in the morning. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, let me bring that up real quick here.
Yes, sir.
Just so we got a little reference here.
Crazy.
Give me a second. All right. So we're gonna check this video out. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio.
It's not about the language. And now you guys, because this woman don't understand what she's talking about. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're either gonna have you switch the seat because my flight attendants are not allowing you to sit in the exit row, or you're gonna have to get off this plane and then we'll have because they're not comfortable with sitting in the emergency exit row. My flight attendants. They're unfortunate. It is fair. Yes, it is. You guys, when I was checking, they asked me, do I know English? Yes, I said. And they said yes. I understand that, but it's also off of their judgment. I'm not going to do this back and forth. I will call a supervisor. You can either take a different seat, or we can go ahead and escort you off the plane. Which one are we doing? Okay, I'll call a supervisor, and then we're going to have to rebook you for a different plane.
It's crazy.
Josh, you copy?
That's terrible.
Man. That guy did not want the smoke either, by the way.
He stayed calm too, man. Khabib
That's
was
what I
just-
like. Yeah.
Yeah. He was just like, he tried his best. He's like, bro, this is not fair. Bro, that's a legend, bro. Plus, he's getting ready for this Islam fight. I mean, it's just really important too. It's like you're thinking about like this guy needs his coach, changes the whole trajectory of the fight if you think about it that way. It's like
It's not a good start.
mm-mm.
Man, I don't know. Initially, I thought it was like when I first saw it, I was like, damn, they're freaking profiling this guy. He got the beard, he got a hood on, he's sitting next to emergency exit, and he has an accent, but his English is great, dude. I think his English is great.
Yeah.
And he's like, I understand instructions. I guess if you sit next to an emergency door, you got to be able to like follow instructions, right? To open
Right.
it or whatever.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It makes sense. And I guess they didn't trust Khabib, which is fucking crazy. I mean, it's like, this is the guy that you want literally in your corner next to the
For
door.
sure.
Bro.
Yes.
Literally.
If
Like,
there's
this
anyone-
is the guy.
Yes.
It's crazy, bro. It's just such a shame, that they did that to him, and they should have known it was like who this guy is, and I don't know, man. But hey, that lady said that somebody else basically like profiled him, didn't feel safe for him sitting there, wanted him to switch seats. Because I guarantee you, dude, if it was just somebody else, some like little blonde lady or something like that, they would, you know what I mean? They wouldn't have got on him like that. But unfortunately, that's kind of how it is and how it's been on planes. So I mean, there's not much you can do. He did the right thing. He got off the plane and he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not gonna deal with this. Man of God. But the eagle, dude, they ain't letting the eagle fly. That's fucking
That's
insane.
crazy. Was he in first class or was that just like coach?
It looks like coach, man.
Right?
Like that's crazy too. This guy got mad money. He's flying coach.
I'm surprised there was no one trying to advocate for him. If I saw Khabib, I'm like, bro, this guy, he's a legend. You can't be disrespecting this guy like that. But it's just, no one stood up, no one started talking, just like, and Khabib was calm. This fool could choke anybody on the planet, freaking maul him to death, and he's just like, this is not fair. The lady was not very understanding. It's just kind of like not a good look. It's like that's the last person you want to do dirty like that, because I mean, it's pretty bad for the airline as well.
Yeah, I looked at the airlines Instagram, and people were just attacking the page, bro, just like bombing the page, and it's pretty sad. But he's got to lock in. You got UFC 311 coming up.
Yeah,
he's got to be in like Islam's corner, Umar or Magomedov's corner. His his little bro. So it's time to lock in. But he handled it well, man. Because I think anyone else would have been swinging, going wild. Like imagine if McGregor was on there, dude. It would be different.
Oh yeah,
McGregor would have been like, "What do you mean?" Like, you know what I mean? It would have been like, a fucking war in that plane, bro.
For sure. No fly list for him.
Yeah, man. But yeah, moving forward, dude. What else we want to talk about, man? We were talking. Did you watch any of the last UFC, the Mackenzie Dern card? Did you watch any of that?
I saw highlights. I didn't tap into the card. I saw Mackenzie Dern had a win via armbar. I did find the technique interesting, just because it's not recommended to kind of cross your feet off the armbar. But she got it done. A lot of people say you could get out of the armbar from that position because your legs are tied in. That was something I thought was pretty interesting, but she got her comeback win. I think she's ready for championship contention. A lot of people talk about Mackenzie Dern for lots of different reasons, but she is also a great fighter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that was a clean armbar. There was some, there was a couple knockouts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I can bring up anything. I was gonna try to go on to the.
I did want to talk about that stoppage though.
Oh, what's his name? Curtis versus Roman Kopilov, I believe his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what did you think about that, man?
Well, I was like, there was a second left, right? I mean, he was clearly upset. I don't know if he would have won the fight, or I didn't see the judges' scorecard.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But yeah, man, it just seemed like if you get knocked down, it didn't even seem like he was unconscious. He was on his way to get up, and the ref kind of just stopped it. I feel like the ref, being a ref, is one of the hardest jobs like in the world, just because you're in middle of chaos and you're trying to organize it, stop it, be fair. And I just felt like that was just a bad call on the ref's part. If he gets knocked out and there's one more second left, just let it run out. You know what I mean? Herb Dean would just let that ride for 30 more seconds.
Yeah, I did see that. You know what? That match did have its points. I think Curtis was leading. Like I know he's putting it down on him early in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe all these fights ended in the third round. So yeah, I mean, it could have, honestly, it could have went either way, probably, man. But that kick really hurt him.
Yeah, it did.
They should have let that fight go. 3 seconds left, but maybe the ref wasn't aware of the time or whatever. True. But It would have been interesting to see if he would have won the decision, because Curtis did have a couple of hurt earlier, like really bad late in the round. But other than that, it's at the Apex. It's quiet in there.
True.
I kind of had it on. I don't know. I was like going back and forth to it. It was nothing really spectacular. Bisping was talking a lot of shit, and
usually does.
He's all like, he's talking about the girls doing hip tosses. The one where you put the arm around their neck and then you throw them over your hip.
Mm-hmm.
And Bisping was saying that never works. Like, he's like, that never works when there's males fighting. You cannot do a hip toss with an arm over the neck. He's like, only in females, for some reason it works. He was just talking mad shit, dude. I was like, what the fuck? And then
he goes off.
And then he's like, the armbar, that is armbar 101.
Like,
he's just saying like it was like the most basic armbar. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
And it was basic, bro. It was like, I ain't trying to talk shit, but it just looked like a basic armbar. It was slow. It was nothing crazy. You know what I mean? It didn't really look black belt status to me, but you're in a fight. It's different when somebody's throwing strikes at you. It's the third round. You're tired. You know what I mean? It was no spinning armbar. It was nothing like that. It was just a basic armbar, and it worked. I mean, I don't know why Rivas couldn't get out of it. She couldn't roll out of it. Nothing. Right. Maybe she was tired. You can punch in the face, but whatever. It was. We need 311 to roll up. But yeah, man, I don't know if there's any other controversy going in the MMA, but I just been listening to a lot of podcasts. I've been listening to
same.
Joe Rogan,
same.
Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. Hilarious podcast, dude. These guys just talking about just so many different things. Like, what were they talking about? Like animals? Like, if
they're talking about gay animals, gay meat. They'll go into like the most serious subject matter, talking about AI, artificial intelligence, the other countries going into kind of the social media and all the having different algorithms come in, and then they'll go into gay animals. Like the transition between topics is insane. But yeah, dude, I listen to podcasts all the time. I was gonna ask you earlier. I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, what do you enjoy most from podcasts? Is it just like the information, or what do you enjoy most from just listening?
Sometimes I just want to hear some funny stuff, comedy.
Yeah.
Other times I'm trying to learn about something, some crazy history, or sometimes like aliens, technology.
Yeah.
Like the Zuckerberg one was pretty interesting. How he was, the updates on Instagram were insane, bro. He was talking
Yeah.
about you're gonna be able to post your Instagram reels, and then they're gonna like use AI to convert it to like different languages.
To dub it,
So
right?
you'll dub it, and like automatic it'll just be done. We don't have to do it. Like, so that's gonna put your content out there to like 3 to 4 times as many, because like if you think about it, like how big is India? Like what's the population in India? It's freaking massive, bro. Like
Huge, right?
we even have some people from India that watch us here in English. So imagine you're
Yeah,
able
man.
to like dub it to their language, China, Japan, and it's like he's just like more money, more followers. So I'm excited about that. Like those kind of podcasts where I can relate to and it has a effect on my life and what I'm doing. That's
Right.
kind of what I'm interested to, bro.
For sure. And that's kind of what I want to be able to produce on this podcast with you, just be able to, help entertain the people if they're like on the way to work. They also want to like, you're interested in the same subject matter, jujitsu, MMA, but like real world stuff is like that as well. Yeah. India's population is 1.5 billion. Like just imagine this podcast just being broadcast, somebody else is watching, it kind of changes their trajectory in their life. It's like, oh, I listened to this podcast and I started training jujitsu and then started competing. It's like, it's crazy on how like the ripple effect, or it could just like go on. So I think there's good and bad when it comes to some of that stuff. Like I listened to a little bit of that Joe Rogan and Mark Zuckerberg podcast, but the vibe that I got from that was like Zuckerberg changes his like personality. He's like kind of seen as one of the good guys in this kind of like situation with the media and where the information's going. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I feel like Joe Rogan was like, he was able to talk to him pretty freely and openly and not really like criticize him on too much. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was awesome. And then as you know, Zuckerberg does do jujitsu. He had some knee, I think it was knee surgery. He had this patellar tendon. I don't know if they took part of his patellar tendon, and I don't know if it was like an ACL thing, but it was something with his knee. And Joe Rogan, that guy's had all kind of knee surgeries, so they were like talking about that. And another interesting thing Zuck was talking about was the Orion Meta glasses. I don't know if you heard him talk about that.
I've seen the Meta glasses, and I went to Sunglass Hut like 2 days ago, and I tried them on, and I'm like, I thought I was gonna see some like visual anything when I threw them on. It was just like the series there or the assistant, but I didn't see anything about that. The Orion.
Yeah, the Orion ones are not even out yet. I guess he's saying that they cost like $10,000.
Oh,
but yeah, basically you're going to be able to talk to people. You're going to put these on and they're just going to be like a hologram of them there. And it's going to be like, he's trying to make people basically get rid of their phones, because everyone's always looking at their phones. And then like when you talk to somebody on your phone, it's not the same as being in person. So these glasses will kind of start to bring that back, of where you're with your family, you can play cards and games, and you're in this like augmented reality.
Yeah.
And it's like you'll be able to make videos like that, and presentations. I think it's gonna change the way content is made. You know what I mean? It's like you'll be able to see a reel, and then you'll be able to make a reel, and it'll be like, oh, I'm standing in the UFC cage.
Yeah.
I have AI Adesanya here, and you're like fighting with them. I don't know. It's gonna be like a whole nother level, bro. So
crazy.
It's exciting, man. Like to see that kind of stuff. Because what if you couldn't make it to like the family event, but everybody has glasses? You put them on, and you're like in the house. You're there, and they see you, and it looks like you're there. You just can't touch them, but you're there. You're talking to them. Like, what is the difference? Like, what is the real difference, bro? Like, we're still having this conversation, memorable conversations. I'm here. I see you open your presents. I'm there, but you can't touch me, can't hug me, but we're here. But a lot of my family members, I'm not even fucking my cousin. I'm not hugging all of them. I'll dap them up. But like, but if we're here, we're here. I'm here.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
talking to me. Like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
the difference? You
That
act like you
makes
never see me.
right. I
I
feel
don't
like
know. What do you think, man?
the human connection, I feel like something that a lot of people have kind of been striving for. There has been
Yeah.
this kind of loss of human connection throughout the years. Even when I was in Japan, like I was shocked on the amount of people who were on their phones on the subway. There wasn't
Mhm.
people having conversations. No one talks. Everybody's locked in on their phone. And it kind of feels like we're already on that type of path of like externalizing our reality and just kind of being responsive to whatever's in front of us. Um, but I think the human connection is going to be something that people are collectively going to have to strive for because it's going to get harder and harder. Your kid's not going to want to go hang out with you. You'd rather just throw on some glasses and then play Fortnite at the same time. And it's like,
Mm,
are you going to have that same amount of quality time with your family while they're still here, or would you
mhm,
rather
mhm.
have these glasses on and do all these things? Now, I think there's good and bad with everything, but I do feel like this kind of futuristic stuff is inevitable. Like it's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah.
That's kind of my
Yeah.
take on it.
Yeah. And then I don't know. He was talking about some other crazy stuff where you can have the glasses on and like I don't know how this is gonna work, but you'll be able to do commands with like blinking, moving your fingers or your hands. You'll be able to send commands and like messages to people that way. Like
Really, we're going
you,
straight to the
yeah.
blackjack table, bro. We throw them on. We're going to Vegas. We're getting
Yeah, 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 exactly, dude. And then imagine you're talking to like some neurologist or something, and he starts talking to you about he's using all these big words,
yeah,
and he's like, glasses will have that, compute it, and it'll just be breaking it down for you, pulling
yeah.
up articles, so you'll be able to like be
Be
in
like
any
Iron Man.
conversation, bro. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. So, which I think is dope. And then like you know, you're talking to somebody in different languages, it'll just translate that in real time, and then you'll just know another language. You know, so it's cool, man. I like the technology. I'm into that,
Right.
dude. I'm into all the
Yeah.
new tech. Like I'm all for that shit, man. But
Was there anything that you were early on, like growing up, like, oh, this is gonna be the next thing? Like I remember when the Zune came out, the iPod, like I had a
yep.
Zune. My dad was like, this is the thing that's gonna pop off. Or did you have anything personally where you're like, I kind of see the vision. I'm gonna scoop
Freaking
this up.
websites, bro. Like they had this thing where you can make a website. When I was like in 7th grade, I was
Oh
like,
wow.
damn, I want to have a website. And I had a website,
Yeah.
dude. I had a skateboarding website and we just post
Sick.
pictures of skateboarding. Yeah,
Uh,
dude, it was
that's
crazy.
awesome.
So I was like, this is that. And then when eBay came out, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, dude, this is something here, dude. And I started selling like a bunch of stuff. And that was like early on, dude. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how old I was, like, but yeah, stuff like that. Computers. As soon as I learned about a computer or a website, I was like, this is it, dude. This is the future. Like
Right.
instant messaging, AOL. I was like, this is
All
it,
that.
dog.
Yeah.
Online gaming. I was like, this is it, bro. Like SOCOM Navy SEALs. I think
Yeah.
that was like the first online game for PlayStation. And I was like, yep, this is fucking it right here, dude. Like we're talking to people. I was like, this shit is it. And I was
This
like, you
is
know,
it.
I'll
Yeah.
tell my dad, and my dad be like, you're crazy, man. The
No,
rip off.
there's real people like that, like our visionaries that could kind of sense, have this weird feel. Like I think Gary V's like one as well, who kind of could just call things and just have like this crazy intuition about like this is where people are going to start gravitating to, and kind of being early is one of the keys to kind of being able to understand things as well. Like even you got people with GTA 6 talking about crypto and investments online, about getting digital real estate and making money off that, and the game hasn't even came out, and it's like people are already open their mind to that type of thing just because now there's so many things that kind of captivate the people collectively, and then people just
Mhm.
gravitate towards certain things like video games, new technology. But being early is kind of like important. I remember my dad, he told me about Netflix when they're still shipping out
Oh
the
yeah. Yeah.
CDs. Like
Yeah.
I would get these Jackie Chan movies in the mail. I'm like put them in, then you have to send them back, and it was like right with the Hollywood Video Blockbuster end of that, and then
Mhm.
Netflix, and then see where Netflix is now with like Squid Game and all these exclusive shows and stuff. It's like crazy.
Yeah. As soon as that, yeah, we had that. My mom would get those videos in the mail, the
Mhm.
Netflix, and yeah, as soon as they came out with the apps, like we were already like screw cable, but yeah, when they came out with Netflix, like immediately we are like, dude, this is like amazing deal. I forgot how much it was a month, but it was probably like $10, $5.99. It was something crazy.
Yeah,
Then
it was crazy like that. Yeah.
So yeah, man. Like I feel like if we're gonna be on this like social media and stuff, we gotta pay attention to like all the trends and like all the new updates, bro, like that are coming out. That's why when the VR came out, the Oculus,
Yeah.
I bought it, dude. Maybe I don't use it a lot, but I got my
either,
son.
my girl
Yeah, I
me
got my
one.
son using it. You know, I got
Yeah.
that full like he keeps up. So that's what's cool. Having kids, they keep you in the current game, bro. Like, cause
Yeah.
he'll be on that, and I'll try some of the games, and I try to get him the newest tech, you know, and let him try it out and be like, "What'd you
That's
think of
what's up,
this?"
man.
He's like, "Oh, he's like the boxing game." So I heard boxing game's been good. So that's what Zuckerberg was saying. He's like the boxing games are really good. Can't really do much for a jiu-jitsu game.
Dude, imagine. That's probably gonna happen though. Like just
Yeah.
even a jujitsu kind of inspired. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be done just because the body is a lot more complex than boxing is like. There's so many things can happen with jujitsu, but I'm sure if there's a developer that kind of sees a vision with that and able to market it, I think they could totally do a VR thing with jujitsu.
Yeah, well, you can get one of those smart dummy things, and that can basically be a controller, and then you can do like, I don't know, you can do like moves and techniques on the dummy, and it'll tell you if you're doing it right. I don't know. I don't know if people would be interested in that, but I think that's possible. I feel like there's so many ideas. It's just like, what do they want to invest in? You know, it seems like they're pushing for those glasses. Like they want people to have that shit everywhere they go. Like you're driving around, you're like, huh, how's this restaurant? And then the stars pop up. Oh, 5-star, you know, whatever Italian restaurant. Like, you know what I mean? And then you'll probably be able to look at other people. And if they have the glasses too, they can choose if they want to have their fucking gamer tag or whatever on them. That would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be
It
crazy.
shows like their ranking and shit. Like,
Yeah,
that would be crazy world to live in right there. Like, but hey, it's like free advertisement if you're really like trying to get yourself out there too. You're at an event, UFC, you're trying to promote your podcast. Whoever has the lenses, they can look at you. You have a lens, boom, visit
bang, bang.
BTR podcast. Like, so,
That-
and I
that
feel
is-
like, dude, like there's the possibilities, bro. You're gonna be able to start buying like fucking AR space, dude, like billboards. Like, what if like places are like you own fucking airspace in front of your fucking house or building, and you can put AR displays out there? Like, how can you own? So in the metaverse,
yeah,
I think you can already buy houses in the metaverse, dude. I don't know, bro. It's gonna be interesting, bro. Because like, think about it. If we're on the metaverse glasses and you walk outside and there's like aliens, spaceships, you put the glasses on, people are playing games, and you can see it in real time. Like, what if you could buy houses in the metaverse, right? He comes out, he's like, hey, look, these houses are $500. You can put games in them, you can have studios. Shit, what if you buy that shit for 500 and then like 10 years later that shit's like $10,000? Or
it's just like crypto, right?
Is that the future?
I think it possibly can be if it's like done in a way where I feel like if the people have control in some type of way, I feel like people will be more gravitated to do that. When you say all those things, like I'm open to all those type of possibilities, but I also think in my mind of the SpongeBob movie all the time when Plankton had everybody with the helmet on, and then he was able to control them just because everyone is kind of already having their attention gravitate to certain things, and then it's like it feels like a lot of people are just following the carrot, just feel like they're just like going towards a certain direction. But I think if people are more aware of it, I think it can be like a place like that where you can meet new people. Say if like you get this application where you could get to like a studio and you could get like a VR access to where all the rappers are or whatever. I think people would buy stuff like that, and you get to talk to them and all that stuff. Who knows with all this stuff, all the AI and technology, but it's just like it's good to be able to listen and open up your mind to these possibilities because people are working towards these things. It's not like they aren't grinding and trying to look for this next thing. It's like be on the lookout for sure.
But yeah, man, that's what I think it's gonna turn into. Like, kind of like a Ready Player One type of thing, like the movie.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So I don't know, dude. Like, the metaverse gets a little bigger. I don't know, man. What if you just open up a fucking gym, a jiu-jitsu gym in the metaverse?
Yeah.
And you can go in there and then you have like I don't know, man. You got Carlos Gracie in there, like fucking AI and shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know, like the GTA thing, bro.
Hmm.
That's why I'm kind of like already kind of thinking about that. I'm like, damn, man, I think I'm gonna play that game. You know, I got the PS5.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to build a little gaming area and just like, dude, if there's some investment opportunities, if they have a crypto, I'm probably gonna buy into it, bro. Like,
I think
I
that
don't
would be
know,
hot for sure.
you know, something into it. Forget about it. You know, 20, 30 years later, who knows? You know, that
Yeah.
shit's gonna be. It's crazy, bro.
I think
It's a
more
lot.
people are thinking about that as well. Like once people start hearing it, people are like, yeah, like people like that's obviously kind of like where we're headed, where everybody's online, people are willing to spend money. TikTok shop was popping. A lot of people had opportunities. We could talk about the TikTok shutting down as well, but like to kind
Mhm.
of still being open to that, and I think that's it's there's going to be lots of opportunities. So I'm looking into that stuff as well. I've heard it on podcasts. It's like we got to be able to kind of be that the first ones in that generation to kind of make a step and be able to adapt with the times. It's like this is probably one of the craziest times to be alive right now. I'm like
Yeah,
when I think of
yeah.
all the possibilities. Is like when I mean early 2000s. You know, you were probably trying to get the new CD. You're probably trying to get something, and then now it's like we're entering a whole different kind of dimension of technology and information. It's like it's hard to kind of wrap your mind around it because it's so much.
Yeah, I think if you have a good feeling about something, you know, something's about to pop off. I mean, shit, it might be worth putting some time, investing some time in that, man, because
Mhm.
it's like if you can invest in whatever metaverse or this and that, or you know, build some houses in the metaverse and sell them. It's like, what if that becomes a hustle? You know what I mean? Because I know
Oh yeah,
people on Roblox, they build levels. I mean, maps or whatever,
yeah,
sell skins. I don't know. There might be some people making serious bank off of that, but
there is.
there's going to be a shift, yeah, for sure. Again, you know, streamers are making a lot of money, but um, there might be some opportunities like that in the metaverse, dude. Like, have you been to the metaverse yet? Like, in
I have.
you go in this lobby and there's like people talking to you and shit.
Yeah, the one that I played the most was like a poker one. I don't
Yeah.
know if you played Poker Stars, but that was like the one I thought was cool. That had Top Golf. Um, I was like really into it for a few months. Like I would hop on, I play with friends, I'll play poker and all that stuff. And then this guy, he like kind of gave me a warning. Like he was like, I was playing, we're playing
Mhm.
hands, and he was like smoking weed. He's like, bro, he's like, you could be using your time for better things. He was kind of like giving he was
Damn.
like he was like, "Bro," like, he was
Oh,
like, "Bro, I smoke every day. Do this. Please don't." He's like I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "All right, I'll take that as a sign." And then I started working out. I started playing basketball again. I got hurt, and then they led me to looking for jujitsu, and that's kind of how I
mm,
got here. So, um, I feel like I have to have a balance with it just because I sometimes if I do it, I'm doing it all the time. And if I don't, then I'm like, okay, like I'll separate from it. But I have like spots where I'm like, I'll do it more and then I'll have to lay back. I have to have more self-control when it comes to that type of stuff.
yeah. But I
But I've
feel
been
like
there. I've checked it out.
so if it's that, but dude, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even have to even play the games much, dude. If I can, if I know there's money in it,
Yeah.
you just build some maps and just put it out there for whatever.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just looking for opportunities, dude.
That's
Like
good.
money making, scheming. But yeah, man. What else is going on, man? Out there, heard anything else interesting on some pods or?
Man, there's just so much. I mean, that Mel Gibson, Joe Rogan one, I thought it was cool that they're kind of like helping people out, dudes that are sick and trying to have some remedies and stuff. I think that's the cool things about the cool thing about podcasts is that you get a lot of information, especially from like professionals or people who dedicated a lot of time from it. I know you in the MRI space have, you've had a lot of experience in there, so like you could have that experience and let other people know who don't even know like what to do or what symptoms do I have to be able to go check out an MRI or how long the process is to get an appointment and all that stuff. So I really like the podcast for that as well.
Dope. Yeah. That's what I learned a lot of things from Rogan, listening to pods is one of the things is the PRP the plasma-rich platelet injections and the stem cells.
Yeah, stem cells.
They always talk about CPI in Mexico, and the only reason that businesses in Mexico is because they don't really do stem cells in the U.S. It's not like FDA approved or whatever, and like insurance would approve it. But a lot of athletes have done it, and they've seen great results. It sucks that it's so expensive. I mean, it's still cheaper than surgery, but it's still like insurance ain't gonna cover it, and that's the only thing that sucks, man, about the U.S. I'm hoping that they have a breakthrough. We'll see if they who's the guy that they always talk about that's gonna be like the health advisor,
RFK.
Yeah, he's like jacked old man or whatever, but he's down with the stem cells and PRP and all that. So we'll see if they can. But you're going against these insurance companies, dude, and you know their agenda. So it's like they want to cut people, because they can charge whatever they want for surgery. But imagine just being able to come in and get like 3 or 4 injections in your shoulder, let that heal, and that shit fucking tendons start to like regenerate and shit, man.
Like the Hulk.
Yeah, dude. Like those are the kind of things. Like if I had money, bro, like if I had like a good amount of money, like I'll be spending on my health, bro. I'll be like, all right, how can I get healthier? Like, you know what I mean? That would be like my number one thing.
Priority, right?
Yeah, dude, just longevity and just to be able to do the things I want to do, like the sports and activities. But yeah, man, that's how I see it. It's safer than like steroids, because steroids you got to be damn near scientists. They got to and they're just like trying to balance everything. It's just too risky, man. But
it does suck that the U.S. is kind of like known for kind of screwing the people over when it comes to like hospital bills and insurance. Like the food that we eat, it's like all of it's processed, and it leads to more visits to the hospital, and that makes the hospital more money, so they're less likely to give us alternatives. But I think you just have to be able to do the homework and just look for the information out there, kind of sift through what works. I recommend kind of just like I'm not this is not no health advice, but something I do myself is I try different things. Even when it comes to caffeine, I'll try different brands of caffeine to see which one feels most natural for me. I'll try fasting. I'll try different things for a period amount of time to see how I feel. And some days, I feel really good, and I'm like, okay, what did I do to feel really good that day? And then I started working from there. And I think more people could kind of start, seeing what diet works well for them, because that's like most of the sickness comes from food.
Yeah, for sure. What was I gonna say? God damn it, I forgot what I was gonna talk about. But oh yeah, like getting charged, as far as insurance and stuff, which I really hate. Like when I went for the physical therapy, when I fucked up my finger, which is now it's still kind of fucking bent, but whatever. So I go and first I go to urgent care. They X-ray me, evaluation with insurance. That shit was like $180. Fucking X-ray, bro. And I was like, she didn't even do anything. I already knew what was going on. X-ray, no fracture. Fuck it. All right. So then I go see the orthopedic. Oh, we need an X-ray. I'm like, I got an X-ray last week. No, we need another one. See if there's any changes. What the fuck? I should have just denied it.
Yeah.
So I go in and they gave me a temporary like splint, whack ass splint, bro. I was like, never gonna wear this. I should have just said no and walked. I should have walked out, bro. But I'm an idiot. So another, I don't know, $160, $170. It's just like, what the fuck? So it's like they run you through this whole scheme. And it's just like, it's all a game, bro. And then, so then I go see you need to go to physical therapy. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to physical therapy. They wrap my finger with this like custom thing, which it's kind of cool. It's like this little plastic wrap.
I've seen it.
Whatever. It was cool. Boom. They're like, hey, look, we got to run this to insurance. We don't know how much it's going to cost. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how much it's going to cost? Like, we don't know. I don't get shit for months, bro. I barely got a bill today. That shit was like $200 for that little plastic wrap. So I'm just like,
what?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just like evaluation and the wrap. So it was like whatever, 100 each. But I'm just like, and they didn't even accept my insurance, by the way. Insurance they didn't cover it. So they lied to me too. It should have been half that price. So they lied to me too. They're like, oh, we're gonna take your insurance. They didn't take my insurance, bro. So that's a fucking medical system for you.
Yeah, dude, and that's
So
just a finger. Like, imagine like a very
that's just the
serious
finger, bro. Yeah, so pretty
Jeez.
sad. I
Yeah.
wish they were straight up with me, like, "Hey, we don't take your insurance."
Mhm.
And good thing they wanted me to keep coming back, and I was like, "Nah, whatever, dude. Like, I don't need to come back.
Mhm.
Like, I know what I have to do and what I can and cannot do." They're like telling me just not to train for like, what did they say? Like 9 weeks, and I was like, "Yeah, that ain't
Whoa.
gonna happen." Yeah, I was like, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Well, your finger's gonna be bent a little bit." I don't give a fuck. Like, who cares, dude? I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kobe
It's
just pop
fine.
it right back in. Get
Pop it
back.
right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the bullshit. So in
That's
9 weeks, I might as well just start over. Like, yeah,
that's a long
that's where I'm
time.
at. Yeah.
That's a long time. But I feel like injuries do happen in jiu-jitsu. I have had some close calls where I'm like, damn, my body feels like a little messed up from this and that. But you know, just stretching, I feel like helps out a ton. Looking stuff up. You know, we have so many resources now. You got ChatGPT, YouTube. A lot of the information's like not hard to find, like compared to
Mhm.
like 20 years ago, you know what I mean? But there's lots of stuff like that. And I feel like that's a good example because I mean that's just the fingers. Like I said, if it's something more serious, they run up that credit, they run up your bills and you have to pay that for the
It's gonna
rest.
get crazy.
It's
Yeah.
nasty. So yeah, I'd probably just like they just rob you in plain sight. They're just like professionally robbing you. So it's like it's
My
not good, not a good look.
recommendation is like, yeah, dude, if you already got x-rayed, don't fucking get x-rayed multiple times or scanned multiple times because they always try to bust that shit. And then like I didn't even see the fucking specialist. I saw a PA, which, you know, nothing wrong being a PA, but I was like, that wasn't even the fucking specialist.
That
So they
wasn't the
hustled
main
me on
job.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know, it's the same bullshit, whatever. But it is what it is, bro. I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, before this, the pod, we're talking about fucking like cleanliness, bro, like washing your geese and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Some
Mhm.
people got stinky geese, you know what I mean? The yellow geese. Yeah, man, I recommend OxyClean. Like, I told you about the time I went to San Jose. I went to go train. I was staying in a hotel, and we were like looking for place. We were thinking about moving out there, but so yeah, I had my gi, went out there, trained. It was hella hot. They turned up the heat. My gi was soaked, man. So when I got back to the hotel, I hung up the gi. That's all I could do. I'm like, I don't know. It was late. I was like, I don't know if I don't have any laundry detergent or anything. So
Mhm.
hung it up and, you know, went to work. Then I went home, you know, the next day and the gi was already starting to have a little yellow in it. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I went on YouTube and people were like, oh, use OxyClean. Fucking, you know, you calling it strip it. I'm
Yeah.
calling it fucking soak that shit.
Whatever.
Soaked
Same
it.
thing.
Whatever,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Fucking whitening strips, you know what I mean? Put a little whitening strip for
Yeah.
the yellow. But nah, motherfucker, that shit got white as fuck. And I started using it on some of my other clothes too. That shit works. I never really fucked with OxyClean like that. Unless I had
Shout
some
Billy
bad
Mays.
pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, yo, it works, bro. So yeah, it'll get rid of that funk. You know what I mean?
It's
Highly recommend.
hard. Yeah, especially after some hard training where it's like your gi's like soaked. You put it in a bag or you let it air dry. Or it sits for a long time. That thing it gets bad. It gets
It
bad. It's
gets
your sweat, somebody else's sweat. And you could tell when someone hasn't washed their gi. It doesn't make it a pleasant experience. So you know, I've been picking up more gis as well, just trying to, you know, get the rotation going. It does take up a lot of space in the closet though. That's something
dude.
I'm
Yeah,
noticing. So it's
they're
like
heavy as fuck.
they're heavy and yeah, so as long as you have some room, but I think getting more gis and
Yeah,
also the OxyClean is a big thing. With rash guards
sure.
as well, I feel like I have to like fluctuate. I probably have to get some more rash guards because I put in some work with the ones that I've had. I got a few. I think I have like 3, but those as well. I think you got to be able to have a good rotation just so you're not overusing the same thing
Yeah,
and you know, switch it up. So I think that's good. OxyClean, you know, I use Tide Pods. You know, it's pretty easy for me to use. So I'll just throw a Tide Pod in
throw
and
the
wash
fucking
it.
pods in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
use
I
that.
don't eat them though, but
Don't eat them.
yeah, don't eat those.
Yeah, don't hang your fucking don't air dry your gi in the fucking curtain rod by your window. That shit will bend a little bit. Yeah, it's a bad idea, bro. I bent it a little bit. I bent it back, but you know,
Yeah.
fuck it. Don't do that.
I used to hang mine outside, and then my apartment complex let me know, like, "Hey, man," I was like, I was like a commercial for GP. I don't
It
know.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was kind of like
You're
a
like,
warning sign for everybody. Like, man,
don't fuck with me. I
trade you.
train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the time I those kids were playing Ding Dong Ditch around my
Oh yeah, I
house,
forgot about that.
and I went outside. I took off my shirt. I had the gi pants, no shirt, no gi with it, and I just like went out
Yeah,
and I was just staring at them, and then they just ran. That shit was dope. That was the
yeah,
summer. Can't wait for the summer, bro.
yeah,
We're becoming savages in the summer. I think that was like couple weeks out from training.
yeah.
I
That
was
was
like
we're all
I was
on
on edge
for sure. Yeah, I saw your
for the
close friend's
tournament.
story, and like, damn, this will Kwame, bro. Blow out the sword on these fools, whatever.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
tripping out there. I was like, come knock on this door, man. Ding dong ditch. Be your last fucking ding dong ditch, kid. Nah,
I,
but oh sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying that I have noticed that, like, even with training, like the having the gis outside, like more people. Some people have asked me, like, "Oh, do you train jujitsu?" Because sometimes when I come home, I'm still wearing the gi pants. Sometimes I feel like I'm just representing. Like if I go to the grocery store, sometimes, bro, I'll just wear it. I don't care. Like I just got
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to get home and shower. Sometimes I'm so freaking tired from training, especially in the beginning, dude. I was like, I need a nap. Like I was so exhausted. I never exerted myself like that. Even with basketball, it was like a different type of, like, I wouldn't say pain, but like of being tired. Like it was like
Oh
all
yeah.
over my body. I'm like, I never felt like this, like
Yes.
drain, like on low energy before. I'm like, oh my gosh,
It's different.
it is different.
Yeah, I definitely rolled up to my kids' school with like gi pants on and shit. That shit's funny, dude. They're just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I think they look
And
cool.
I think they look pretty badass. And that's cool, man. Hanging the gis in the front. That's freaking dope. I need to fucking do that. So the mail carrier sees it like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, yeah, man, better have my mail, motherfucker.
Yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
the UFC is gonna get postponed, bro? I haven't seen any updates on the fires, but Dana White did say he's gonna move it to Vegas
If there's anything.
Mhm.
I think they should just move it to Vegas now.
Right before.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. Yeah, the fires are still raging. They don't really have that much containment of the Palisade
Mhm.
fire. I would say just move it to Vegas. I mean, hopefully everyone is cool about that to driving to Vegas though, because
Mhm.
I know there's probably a lot of locals there, which sucks
Yeah.
because for his
Oh yeah.
Arman is I'm pretty sure he's from that area. There's a lot of Armenians that live
Right.
in Glendale,
Mhm.
so I don't know if they're gonna be willing to go to Vegas. You know, I'm just saying that he has a lot of fans out there for sure, and it could be different. You know, when you don't have all those fans behind you. You know what I mean? You go to Vegas, it might be. I think Islam is more popular in Vegas. I don't know. He's
He
been
might
training
be.
in Vegas a lot at the UFC center, whatever.
A lot of those
But
fans are probably evacuated too, don't you think? Just like the ones
oh
that already
yeah,
got the tickets, if they're, especially if they're locals, they're probably dipped out of there. So I don't know if they
I,
had the resell or
he needs to let them know now though, because like you
yeah.
can't just do that last minute. I mean, it's kind of late to get. You got to get a room. You got to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's a long process for sure. I'm gonna look it up, see
some
if I can
people.
get a ticket here.
Yeah, you might be able to get one. I think the cheapest ticket I saw was like $450 right now.
Yeah, there's still
Which
lots of
is
tickets. Yeah, 470 for row 11, all the way in the top.
it's in the
Nosebleed.
back though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in the
yeah.
back. I mean, mid range, damn, they're still like 2 grand or something like that, huh? I mean, that's just like UFC is expensive, bro. Like I
Bro,
could have
I just
literally
got them.
went to
Yeah, 3 grand.
I could have went
I
to
think
Hawaii, bro. I chose to go to UFC event.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
I didn't know they were so
Yeah,
expensive, man.
they're expensive, bro. I literally could have went to fucking Hawaii. I was like, nah, I want to go to UFC. But
Do you
I
feel
know
like it
now
was
I'm
worth it?
no, hell yeah. But I never been to Hawaii, so I think it's different.
Hawaii's beautiful, bro.
But
It
I
really
don't
is.
know, man. I mean, I've been watching UFC too long, and I haven't seen a pro fight in person, so it was a fucking quite an event, bro. I was like, it
Surreal.
makes you want to go to more,
Damn.
and it was a different feeling. But yeah, this year my wife's like, nah, we got to take a fucking.
A
We're gonna
trip?
go to Mexico. Yeah, we're gonna go to like
Like,
Cancun. So I think in April.
You think about getting
The
some
kids are out.
training over there, or you
Hell
just
yeah, I'm already trying to see if there's gyms I can just go walk to.
There's something
That would
about
be
it, bro. Even
yeah.
traveling, it's like you look at the gyms, you see if you can find something nearby. I think it's just an experience by itself, just because you're training with different, like a different culture. Like when I was in Japan, I'm like, felt like I was dreaming, bro. I'm like,
That's
like
crazy
no,
you guys
no
did
one's
that.
no one speaks English, and it's like very small. The gym was upstairs, and they were super nice too. I just really, it was really cool because there was so many people around the gym, and the main instructor, the black belt, there was like 8 black belts, right? And
Damn.
that he would call out, he would be him, and then the match. And it was like kind of like how we do it now, but that was the first time I experienced that. So he
Mm,
paired me up with this blue belt, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to go against this blue belt from Japan. Like this dude,
crazy.
like maybe he works at the office or something. Bro
Who
was
knows?
crazy. He was super strong. He I started playing some guard, and he picked up my legs and just hugged them together and started working his way up to full mount. I've never felt that
Damn.
before. I've never
Oh,
felt no
shit.
one control my legs and then control can go up. But even with that, like I was like a lesson that I learned just training over there. So if you're able to train in Cancun, there's different people, express themselves in different ways. So it's like you could learn a ton from just training with different people.
Hell yeah. That'll be sick. But anything you just want to add before we wrap it up? Just gotta get
Nah,
ready for this training, man.
Nah, man. Just besides all the technology, I mean, the fires and kind of the stuff going on, it feels like there's a lot going on. And I always look forward to UFC events just because it feels like it's unpredictable. It feels like it's like that. When I'm watching the UFC, there's like nothing else going on. Like I'm watching that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like in
Mhm.
real time. You think this is gonna go one way and it goes the other, and it's like I don't know. I feel like it's the most unpredictable sport there is. Like you watch football, you think this guy's gonna get a first down, you think he's gonna run all the setup for a run play here or something, and then it's like, but with the UFC, it's like dude's chilling. Leon Edwards head kick, dude's knocked out. It's like, oh
Crazy.
yeah,
So
but
yeah, we don't know what to expect. I mean, anything can happen. It's gonna be exciting, man. I can't wait. Finally, I feel like officially the UFC is really gonna be back with these bangers coming up. And man, yeah, I can't wait, man. Hopefully
yeah,
it goes through. Dana's like, nah, it's gonna happen.
yeah,
He'll throw a fucking event with nobody there, dude. Like we already
yeah,
seen that. So these fights are gonna happen, bro. So
for sure.
here we go.
Let's get it, man. Thanks
All
for
right, man.
listening, and hope you guys are having a great day. Make sure you guys put in that work in, get to that training room.
Yeah, or go out and train, sign up, do a jiu-jitsu class, try it out, try a Muay Thai class,
Anything, get
try
out there,
something,
get
try some
moving.
martial arts, man.
Helps out, man. Thank you guys for
All right.
listening. We out.
Yeah, peace.